Okay, so ready for Augustina of Aragon?
Hell yeah. Actually, I might have heard of her. No, wait, I'm thinking Christina of Aragon. Never mind.
I thought you were gonna say I'm thinking Christina of Aguilar, and I was like, what?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought that too.
Like, alright.
The prestigious Aguilara family. Okay, so Augustina of Aragon, also known as Augustina de Aragon, actually named Augustina. Oh God, it's one of those names. Augustina Raimonda Maria Zaragoza, Dominic, was a heroine of Spain against the invading forces of Napoleon. Augustina was only 22 when she rallied the Spanish defenders at the besieged city of Zaragoza in the region of Aragon, which was under French attack. Her early life is fairly vague and has been the subject of much speculation, but what all different sources can agree on is that she was a common-born girl, not nobility or anything like that. It's not known exactly where she was born, but the most accepted place is in the small city of Ruiz in the northeastern Spanish province of Tarragona, and the probable date is March 4th, 1786. It's also believed that she was something of a rebellious child and a tomboy in her early teens, liking to hang around soldiers, and that she might have been pregnant when she married Juan Rocco Villaseca, a corporal in an artillery unit at the age of 16 or 17, and they had a son named Eugenio. And it soon became the Napoleonic era. Napoleon gained control of France and decided he wanted more, and so Napoleon and the French army began to sweep through Europe. In 1807, King Charles IV allowed the French army to cross Spain on their way to invade Portugal, setting off what is now known as the Peninsular War. Little did Charles know that within a year he would be disposed, his son Ferdinand would be placed in the throne, and then Napoleon would do away with them both. The French emperor would then select his brother Joseph to rule Spain. However, the Spanish population went, I think the not, and had other ideas. The city of Zaragoza was one of the last cities to fall to the French. On June 15, 1808, the French marched on the city. Now, Zaragoza had not seen war for 450 years and was defended by a unit of less than 1,000 officers and troops under the command of José Roboyer I don't know how to say it. De Palafox. José de Palafox, Duke of Zaragoza. The city's defenses were not yet finished by the time the French arrived, and they were somewhat completed under the fire. The French laid siege to the city for 60 days, and the Spanish suffered heavy losses. They were heavily outnumbered, and only defended the city with a bunch of outdated cannons. So when the French began to attack with bayonets glinting in the sunlight, they were terrified and broke ranks. Because the people joined what was left of the army after this, and began a fierce resistance to the invaders. In the beginning of the war, Villaseca was called to battle, and Augustina followed him, like many wives did at the time. Guess where they ended up?
I don't know.
Zaragoza, right before all of this happened. So, imagine this, like, the French have come in, you see that you're screwed. You are so screwed. They have more troops, they have better weaponry, and people just start going away out of the troops. They panic and run. And then Augustina, who happened to be on the wall right when this was all happening, and happened to be delivering baskets to feed the Spanish gunmen, saw this, and went, oh hell no. Found an abandoned cannon, loaded it with grape shot, lit the fuse, and completely annihilated a group of advancing Frenchmen at point-blank range.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
Yeah. Her actions inspired the rest of the area of defenders to join the force and cause the French to withdraw. Palafox recommended Augustina for the army. She got a royal appointment as a gunner and received a small salary. She became a source of inspiration against the French army. The French army, weakened by Augustina's efforts to cut them off from their supplies, lost their tactical positions, and the Spanish were joined by the Portuguese and British allies. Okay, so the French didn't take this loss lightly, and they didn't give up. So 2 months later, they resumed the attack, this time better organized, and Zaragoza fell on December 21st, 1808. Like many other defenders, Augustina was suffering from typhoid fever, but fought till the end. They managed to capture and imprison her, but after she saw her friend brutally murdered by French guards and watched as her son died of fatigue and sickness, Augustina mounted her own prison coup. She broke herself out of prison single-handedly and ran away to join the Spanish guerrilleros, organizing raids on supply stations and trains for the French army. And so Napoleon was basically forced to play a game of whack-a-mole with her, and he was losing the game. And in 1809, after the fall of the city, she was promoted to alferez, or second lieutenant. Free again to fight, she joined a guerrilla band that operated in the area of La Mancha. Once the Duke of Wellington and the British helped the Portuguese get rid of the French, they moved into Spain. The Spanish Joan of Arc, as she had soon been called, became an officer in the Allied forces under Wellington. In the crucial Battle of Vittoria, on June 21st, 1813, which broke the French army, Augustina, now captain, commanded a battery of cannons. Together at this battle, Wellington and Augustina crushed Napoleon's army and forced him out of Spain for good. Such was the woman's fame at this time that Francisco de Goya immortalized her in The Disaster of War, and Lord Byron devoted many verses to her. Widowed at 37, as Villaseca died after the war, she married Juan Cobos Belchite, a medical doctor, and was awarded several medals for honor and valor. She then moved to Seville with her new daughter, named Carlotta. In 1847, she moved with Carlotta and her husband to the Spanish North African city of Ceuta, where she would die on May 29th, 1857, at the age of 71. She was buried there, and 13 years later, her remains were transferred to Zaragoza. Her widower was also given the title of Baron von Cobos de Belchite, a hereditary title. So yeah.
Heck yeah.